Hello there, and welcome aboard another episode of Rule the Waves 2 as Great Britain. Since my internet is still down, I have nothing much else to do other than record more episodes. So, we're moving right into the next thing. In the wake of our significant victory over Russia, I'm pretty sure this is about as close as you can get to a total annihilation in a major fleet action. Certainly, this is very much on the same scale of defeat as Tsushima Strait in the real world, since we've sunk all of their major fleet elements and only a few cruisers and destroyers have actually made it away. The good news is I have figured out how to actually put a CD in my computer, so I have music to listen to now, and I'm no longer quite as grumpy as I was before. Alright, let's actually get into the dissection of this battle and see how things actually went. Okay, first things first, obviously from a ship perspective, this was very decisively in our favor. From a aircraft perspective, let's take a look at that now. So, overall numbers, it looks like they outnumbered us in terms of fighters. So they had almost twice as many fighters as we did. They had less torpedo bombers and less dive bombers, though, and they didn't have any land-based aircraft at all, although I don't think that played a whole lot of a role in things. We didn't really get very many land-based aircraft involved in this fight, so yeah, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Total losses, though, looks like they lost over half of their fighters. Actually, that is nowhere near as many strike craft lost as I would have expected, given that their entire air launching capability was sunk. That's actually a little strange. I would have expected them to have a lot more losses on the ship than what we're currently seeing here. That said, they did lose a lot of craft on the ship due to gunfire, battle damage, etc. So that's good. And I guess the others they're not counting because it just happened to be on the thing when it sank, or maybe they were in the air? I don't know. Alright, let's see. So, losses to AA fire. Oh wow, we lost a fighter to AA fire? Looks like... Well, we did, I think, overall come out ahead in terms of losses to AA fire. They lost more craft than we did. Our cap looks to have been much more deadly, because we took down 152 of their craft, mostly fighters. So they were definitely throwing up escorts for their stuff, and it very much showed through. They were very determined to have escorts. So, huzzah! Good for them. Not that it helped. We still were able to destroy a significant number of their torpedo bombers and dive bombers before they got through, and we even took out a couple of their flying boats. Okay, quick review of the air details. Do we have any significant winners here? Okay, scrolling down. Not seeing any significant total losses so far. Well, that's all enemy, so not a whole lot. Oh, here we go. Ouch. Well, these guys didn't come out very well. This is that one air wing. Oh my. That doesn't math out right. Okay, this is that one air wing, the 6105 squadron, that went in without escorts and got absolutely cut up by the air cover. So yeah, I'm seeing AC lost air combat, 22 lost air combat, but we only had 16 total losses. Well, that doesn't math up right. Not to mention the 3 lost to AA fire, 2 lost to operational. That's a little weird. But yeah, they got cut up because they went in without any sort of escorts. So that is very much a consideration. gotta make sure we use escorts for our strikes. So I think I'm going to have to shift around some of my payloads on my smaller carriers to support more escorts. Okay, anything else? Oh, I'm not seeing a whole lot of other stuff. Oh, we got some bomb hits. Pretty significant bomb hits from the Unicorn Squadron. 4896 Squadron. Pretty good, pretty good. Anything else? I'm not seeing very many torpedo hits. Here we go, decent number from Gargoyle with the 5309 Squadron. And again, not seeing very many kills. Oh, here we go, here's a decent number. So it looks like Manticore and Triumphant squeezed out a decent number of kills. 11, 10, 9, that's pretty good. And some decent bomb hits from some of these squadrons too. So it does look like overall we were fairly decisively on the damaging side of things. We did most of the bomb hits and most of the torpedo hits, and they didn't do a whole lot to us, which is good. That's exactly what I like to see. Okay, moving on to the ship details. Let's see how things fared over there. Alright, so obviously we have the Imperator Pavel battleship, which got sunk due to gunfire. I'm not even going to bother looking at that. We know what happened there. But we also have the Kinburn here, which took several torpedo and bomb hits, and I'm very curious to see how she fared, especially against that bomb hit. So let's take a look. Okay, yeah, she got shot up pretty good there. Very severe flooding, lots of heavy hits. We are specifically looking for the bomb hit. Alright, let's see. So, yep, they fought against the battle cruisers for a little while. Pretty good. I'm seeing mostly penetrations, which is what I like to see, with 16-inch shell hits at these kinds of range. Well, we're not actually hitting anything too significant right now. There we go. Okay, that's a pretty good telltale right there. 16-inch, 18,500 yards, belt penetrated. So that is good to see. We are easily able to deal with a 12-inch armor belt. And I don't see... Whoa, hang on. Diving shell hull hit. I didn't think I was using diving shells. I know I unlocked that technology, but I don't remember checking the tick box for that. Huh. Well, I guess that did do things, though. Alright, and here we go. 1,400-pound bomb hit. Hull hit, deck extended, and it penetrated. Alright, good. And that caused flooding. Because I had plenty of time to get that stuff under control. And it's only here that we start... Yeah, limits flooding. Still evading, limits flooding. Limits flooding. Torpedo, torpedo. What the heck? Torpedo critical hit fire control damaged. How the heck did they manage that? I have never seen a torpedo damage fire control before. Well, I guess if you roll a natural 20... Still... Well, that does explain why she wasn't very effective near the end there. With damaged fire control, she was down one tower. Yeah. 0 out of 2. Interesting. Did we hit her fire control a second time? Alright, here we go. Fire started. Good. Ah, there we go. Second critical hit. Oh, wow. That was from a 20-incher. Alright, yeah. So we started getting in some pretty solid hits there. I'm seeing 5-inch hits. Yeah, don't care. 20-inch hit. Turret disabled? I would figure a 20-inch shell going into a turret like this would just blow it right up. But I guess not. But we're getting plenty of 20-inch hits in there, so fantastic news. Engine hit belt. Yeah, good. Yeah, and at this point, she's already sinking, so not too terribly worried about it. Actually, heck, all that stuff. Fire control damage, yep. Bridge destroyed. They were already sinking at that point. What was the actual thing? That was part of the... Okay, so survived the air attacks. Survived the air attacks. 1600. Right up until she started getting shot by the Juggernaut and Behemoth. Okay, so that was the deciding factor. That and the inability to limit the flooding from those torpedo attacks. Okay, that does make sense. So it was a combination of airstrikes and the gun damage that did her in. Okay, we also have the carrier Yerevan here with 6 bomb hits. I'm kind of curious how that did. So flooding, heavy hits, 3 torpedo hits, sunk. What all happened here? Alright, so we had a 5-inch hit. Fire started, yep, good. Fire spreads. Torpedo, rudder damaged. Ooh. Torpedo, high speed increases flooding, limits flooding, rudder repaired. Where were those bomb hits? I'm curious how those did. More gun damage. So 5-inch, 16-inch hits. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Limits flooding. Fire slowly spreading up to level 3. Reduced. Evading air attack. Torpedo, evading air attacks. Machinery repaired, fire spreading, 16-inch hit, and she's sinking. And then we close in for some other hits. Let's see how those actually did. Mostly destroyer attacks, it looks like. And here we go. Dive bombs. 1,400-pound bomb hit, superstructure hit, flight deck, all penetrated, yeah. Well, it's a 1,400-pound bomb, it better. Splinters damage machinery, aircraft destroyed. Flight deck, splinters damage machinery, alright, cool. Dud bomb hit. Turret F hit, turret top, penetrated, good. Splinters damage machinery, interesting. So we can do machinery damage even from the flight deck. Alright, but it didn't particularly matter. The ship was already sinking, so not too relevant there. Let's see, anything else? Oh, wow. This one got away with very few hits. Let's see, so this is the Novosibirsk. So, okay, I'm seeing some capital ship hits. Superstructure passed through, aircraft destroyed. Superstructure hit, splinters in the uptakes. Ooh, there we go. Conflagration starts among fueled aircraft. That's bad news. Fire reduced, evading air attacks, fire spread, splinters in the uptakes again. More aircraft destroyed. Fire spreads. Here we go. 1,400-pound bomb, superstructure, splinters in the uptakes a 3rd time. So she had very little propulsion left at that point. Anything else? More 16-inch hits. Another conflagration. 2 of them, in fact. So they're up to 3. Fire's raging out of control. Ship abandoned. Yep. So yeah, that is very much a valid concern. More fire spread. More fire spread. And that was game. Let's see, anything else? Wow. Impassable was considered heavy damage, and all she had was heavy and medium shell hits. This is the one that had the fire on it, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, yeah, that was the one with the fires. Okay. Oh, come on, what's going on? There we go. Whew. Inconsiderable. took a torpedo, but overall got that stopped pretty quickly. Well, okay, not really. That kept on flooding for quite a while, well into the after action stages, but they were able to get that stopped. Good. We did lose the Kukri. That was unfortunate. That was entirely my fault, too. I ordered her to close against opponents that she was not really ready to face off against, with predictable results. That did not end well for her. Okay, so yep, secondary batteries did some damage, so she was doing good damage. Right up until the point where she started getting hit by... Oh, this is mostly 6-inch and 4-inch hits. Interesting. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're starting to get some 10-inch hits. That's what really did it, I think. Yeah, whole stack of 10-inch hits in a very short time period. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. That was entirely my fault. I take full responsibility for that. Anything else? Inconsiderable. Yep, we already talked about that. Oh, wow. The Voroshilov herself actually survived. She only took 5 heavy hits. Okay, splinters damage hull. Diving shell hull hit. Interesting. It's the second time we've seen that. 16-inch critical hit. 2 adjacent turrets knocked out. Hooray. 16-inch superstructure. Deck extended. Hull damaged by splinters. Engine room hit. Fire started. And then she's able to disengage. Limits flooding, limits flooding. Fire spreads a whole bunch. Fire reduced, fire reduced, fire reduced, fire extinguished. Okay. So if we'd been able to maintain the pressure for a little bit longer, that probably would have been the end for her. And she only scored 1 hit, so that's good. And then we also have this Admiral Flotolobov. Ah, the Chervona Ukraina. So these are those light cruisers that had to get reclassified as heavy cruisers. And yeah, they should not be standing up against that kind of firepower. So yeah, 12 heavy hits on a light cruiser, well, on essentially a light cruiser. And yeah, very predictable results. 2 turrets damaged, 2 turrets destroyed, critical hit, fire control damaged. Okay, engine room hit, deck. Oh, interesting. We were hitting and penetrating deck at that range. I don't see all that many deck hits to begin with. I mean, heck, here we go. A couple minutes later and we're punching right into the belt. Granted, we're still going through the belt, but even at this range, I'm seeing many more belt hits and belt extended hits than I am deck hits. So, and I'll bet this ship also has the sloped armor as well, which all that stuff should be going into your raising the odds of deck hits, but I'm just not seeing it. For all that, it doesn't seem to be paying off. This whole heavy deck protection that they keep on trying to do just isn't doing it. Alright, let's see how the Humongulus fared. I know she took a number of hits. Okay. Oh wow, she lost all of her fire control directors? That's not good. Okay, let's see. So, yeah. Float plane launch delayed by mechanical fault. So, RN Jesus says no. That's not good. Alright. Turret B, turret top, bounced right off. Good. Seeing lots of hits on unarmored things, so that's not great. 16-inch secondary batteries, engine room hits, hull hits. Oh, wow. Well, okay, yeah. At 6,000 yards, a 16-inch shell should go through even this thing's armor. So, yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. Radar disabled, critical hit fire control damage. Yep, so that's fire control damage. Splinters in the uptakes. So that's actually an interesting thing. I know I've mostly been going with all or nothing armor on my more recent ship designs, but I've actually heard from a few different sources that your belt extended armor covers important things like your uptakes and extended areas and reduces the likelihood of other shells penetrating. So that may be something worth investigating on my next few designs, is what would it take to include armor on belt extended stuff, provide some protection against that kind of damage. Here we go, critical hit, bridge destroyed. So please note that is the bridge, not the conning tower. So the bridge is the big open area at the top where people can look out and watch for aircraft and such. And the conning tower is the enclosed armored structure where they're supposed to be driving from. But, you know, it is kind of a thing. On a number of the more successful navies, they often preferred to command the ship from the bridge instead of the conning tower, where they had a better view of the fight. So yeah, if we got hit on the bridge, that very well could have knocked out our entire command crew, with the predictable result of damage to our crew quality. So that sucks. I think we may need to issue a letter of instruction for officers to resume commanding from their conning towers rather than the open bridge to avoid that issue. All right. We still get some SAM shoot down, so that's good. Plenty of hits, so we're still getting good hits. That's good. Missile launcher reloaded. Let's see, how long after that was that? Okay, so 7:33. And 7:33 missile launcher reloaded, okay. And then we have another missile launcher reloaded. Why are we reporting that now? Did we fire a SAM earlier? Okay, I'm not seeing it. Maybe something else was involved in that. Weird. So SAMs do seem to be very, very powerful. But they also have a reload time that we have to worry about, so that is a concern. Okay, anything else? Anything else? Oh wow, torpedoed by the Vesta. Yeah, and then we limit flooding, and done. Okay, cool. Anything else worth taking a look at? Yeah, all these transports got gunned under pretty effectively. I'll bet that's mostly 5-inch and 6-inch shell hits. That's fine. Looks like overall things worked out pretty well here. Huh. MTB squadrons. I didn't know we had motor torpedo boat squadrons. And then we had one submarine, and they had one submarine. And that Russian submarine torpedoed one of our destroyers. Fortunately, based on the messages, I don't think it sank. All right, well, I'll claim that victory, and let's move right along. Okay, major victory, 2 prestige, and 80,000 victory points. Enemy invasion has been averted. Battle of Norwegian Sea. Alright. And I'm going to add a little notes here. Russian annihilation. Okay. Carriers Samantha and Maxon have finished their reconstruction. Cleopatra's finished her reconstruction. Ooh, the daring pilots of 4624 Squadron have racked up the impressive total of 12 bomb hits. 4896 Squadron as well. Nice. Alright, enemy sounded us out about a negotiated peace. No. We will crush them. There we go. Oh, unexpected advances in anti-aircraft artillery. I wonder what that is. Large shrapnel AA shells. Ooh, gives limited AA capability to heavy main guns, if used. Heavy fighting in Cochin, China. Enemy fortifications are holding up our advance. Okay, that's annoying. Enemy submarine has torpedoed and sunk our destroyer Chelmer. Well, nuts. She's been around for a long time. Enemy submarine has sunk Highgate. Flying boats sunk submarine. Minesweeper is detected and swept an enemy minefield. Good riddance. French destroyer Tromblon. Had a mine and sunk. Enemy submarine is torpedoed and sunk the Dune. Alright. British raider sinks one French merchant ship. Ooh. Huh. And that causes a fuel shortage in France. One merchant. Nailed it. Enemy gains 290 VP for blockading us. Okay, that is annoying. Okay. Alright, let's recenter that. And expand that there. Okay. And let's see what's going on. We are still blockaded. That's not good. Well, yeah, that makes sense. We have a number of ships under for repairs, but they should be back soon. Okay. We are out of Northern Europe, so we can put this back on active fleet, and she can continue her journey. Do we have anyone else on raider status? Yeah, active fleet. And let's see, anyone else? We should not have to be raiding. Okay, lots of smaller ships under repairs. That's fine, that's fine. Any other stuff? Any unexpected things? Not that I can see. Okay. We've got our various I-boats. Well, they are elite crews, but they are also quite obsolete, unfortunately. I am kind of curious if there's anything I can do to salvage these. So let's see. If we open design for rebuild, ugh, they are overweight. That's not good. Alright, so let's see what happens if we replace machinery. Alright, so that saves us 1,000 tons. Swap over to diesel fuel, that saves us a little bit more. It's not exactly cheap. Does that get us enough aircraft to be worthwhile? That gets us up to 52, so that essentially buys us another 7 planes. Yeah, that's really not worth it. I think these poor I-boats, they've done some good service, but after this, it is time to let them rest. So I think this will be their last hurrah. Alright, we do also need to rearrange the Glorious class. I think the most successful one was the one with 2 fighter wings and then 2 strike things. So let's take a look at that real quick. Air groups. So Glorious has 2 torpedoes, a fighter, and a dive bomber, yeah. 2 torpedoes, fighter, dive bomber. And Triumphant has 2 batches of fighters. Alright, so we're going to reassign these torpedo bombers. So we're going to change role here. We're going to swap these guys over to fighters. That way we've got 2 wings of fighters, 1 for cap and 1 for escort. And then we'll do the same thing with the Glorious. There we go. Okay. Now we've got a wing of torpedo bombers, a wing of dive bombers, and a wing of fighters, so we have escorts available. Okay, That's pretty good. That should cover those. Now we have good proper strike craft available. And then of course the Fantastic Beasts did very well in the last fight when they were actually had targets to launch against. So I'm quite happy with that. And I am kind of curious, what would it take to get more? Okay, so we do need to look into new construction. So we have lots of blunderbuss class, which should be coming out shortly, so I like that. So we're getting some brand new cruisers. Gotta keep in mind though, these light cruisers are not, they are no longer useful as pursuit craft for attacking. Those 6-inch guns don't have the reach anymore. They are useful in night fights, they are useful as escorts, and these are very nice cruisers, do not mistake me in any way, shape, or form. But they are no longer, as we have learned from the loss of our cruiser in the last battle, we have learned that they are no longer capable of charging in against the enemy. Whereas our heavy cruisers, such as the Spartiate and the Ariadne class, are very much capable of doing so. So those are now the more useful offensive designs. In fact, let's see, Spartiate. Oh, no. So I will want more of these things. They are very nice ships. Alright, so if we were to swap over to diesel engines, not bad. Okay, 22 months, 3.5 million per month. So it is more expensive than the heavy cruisers. Let's see, what happens if I go up to 6-inch guns? Whew, that is just a little bit overweight. Whereas we keep them at 5-inch guns. That's a heavy A factor of 65. If we go up to 6-inch autoloaders, not good. I do like the idea of having 6-inch autoloader secondaries, but I don't think that's going to work out too well on this class of ships. Now, 5-inch autoloaders, that's pretty good. Diesel fuel, unit machinery, 6-inch belt. So right now we're using all or nothing armor, flat deck on top of sloped sides, so that's pretty good. Just out of curiosity, what would it take to do a 2-inch belt extended and a 2-inch deck extended? How much would I have to reduce that by? So if we went down to 5 inches and 30 knots, that's almost achievable. And that would provide a much larger area of protection. Alright. And that total design would end up at around 80 million total costs. Okay. Let's see, what would it take to do a updated and modernized I-boat? So we'll take this indivisible design. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And if we were to go up to torpedo defense 4, unit machinery, yep, diesel engines, that's fine. What could we do with that? Would I be able to belt extend, deck extend? Okay, let's rearrange this armament. Okay, so we're going with AB, Alright. Alright. That does seem... So total cost for that would be almost 3 times as much as a new heavy cruiser. Let's see. And at 33 knots, okay, let's see what happens if we drop that down. 32, 31, almost achievable now. And that's not really changing a whole lot. That's down to almost twice, a little over 2.5 times as much as a new heavy cruiser. That said, that is a very nice step up in terms of capabilities. And those are battle cruisers, very much capable of taking on the biggest ships the enemy has to offer. Whereas my current battle cruisers, they're good, but they do keep on ending up getting hurt. And the enemy ships are pretty fast as well. That is a tough decision. Well, I suppose I could build something bigger to try and squeeze in all the things that I want. Probably. Let's see. So what would it take to get all the things that I want? So I want autoloader on these, because that is a huge step up in terms of AA capabilities. I would like a few more aircraft, like 2 of them. Let's see, what else could we do? We're pretty well covered in terms of armor. Belt extended, deck extended. That provides protection against splinters at least. Let's see what would happen if I went down to slope deck. Ah, not good. Alright, so we're going to stick with the flat deck on top. Okay. I am actually very curious, though, how well does that slope deck affect the armor penetration? I know flat deck on top of belt is supposed to be better protection against plunging fire and the like. But I am very curious, though. Alright, let's see. So, deck armor is most of the weight. Actually, no, belt is most of the weight. If we go to slope deck, the deck weight and the deck extended weight also go up. Huh. Okay, so I guess flat deck on top of belt seems to be the better choice as far as weight savings go. But of course it loses that turtleback protection against close range shots, at least. Interesting. Very interesting choices here as far as designs go. I don't think I'm going to do a new battlecruiser right now. Let's take a quick look and see what kind of forces we're facing. Alright, so Russia does still have a few ships left. Few CVs, few CVLs, but I don't think they're going to be able to push their invasion plans anytime soon. Next up, we need to take on Germany and France. Let's see what kind of capital ships we'd be facing. Oh, looks like it's mostly cruisers. Lavoisier class, Montcalm. Looks like they're rocking a lot of 10-inch guns. Huh. Okay. And a really light belt, too. That can't be good. La Touche Treville. Yeah, same thing. Heavy guns, light belt. That is not a good combination. And of course they have these. Yep, these are some of the ones that I had to convert to heavy cruisers. Although their light cruisers are looking pretty good too. On second thought, no, their light cruisers are not looking pretty good. Those are very sorry things. And they should not be anywhere near the front. These are a little bit better. Let's see, then we have Germany. Actually has a significant number of battle cruisers. So starting off with these, very nice looking ships. A little bit light on the armor belt, but overall, well-built ships. 16-inch guns, I like that. That's what I got. So these do seem to be inspired by my own. Although they're rocking 6-inch guns for their secondaries, and 3-inch dual-purpose tertiaries, so that probably needs to be changed. And then we have this. This thing, the Darmstadt, or the Darmstadt class. Or Darmstadt, there we go. Okay, so this is an all or nothing, all forward design. That is interesting. That's something that I haven't looked into yet. So that may be worth taking a look at. Okay, so let's try reconstructing. Okay, clear turrets. Hooray. We want some belt extended. We want some deck extended. There we go. Provide a little bit of that protection. And we wanted, most specifically, AB. Let's try ABQ triples. Okay, obviously superstructure would need some redrawing, but that's almost an achievable weight. Considering what we had to do to get this to work, bumping that up a little bit is no problem at all. A little bit overweight, or a little bit heavier than I'd like at 53,000 tons. But that's a achievable thing. Just out of curiosity, if we scratch that and we go with a quad over quad, that's actually quite a bit of weight savings there. And we'd still be slinging the same number of shells as what the previous designs were. Oh, hang on. There we go. Unit machinery, very important. And we would have better protection. Yeah, we would have better protection based on the belt extended and deck extended. In fact, let's see if we could bump that up a little. Oh, nope, can't bump that up too much. Not if I'm going to be 50,000 tons. But yeah, that's actually a pretty impressive design. That may be worth pursuing, quad over quad. I'm not going to do it right now. We got other priorities, like breaking the blockade. But I think that'll happen as soon as we get our capital ships back. Okay, I think we've dithered around long enough with looking at designs and such. All of our ships are assigned. Yeah, let's move right along. Next turn. Coastal raid battle in support of land combat. Well, okay. Haha, take that. Germany is dominating the seas in the Mediterranean as our forces are too weak. Lose 50 victory points and 1 prestige. Oh, now that's not acceptable. Cruiser temperature. Oh, interesting. Our new dive bomber, Bristol Blenheim, is ready for operation service. It seems to be able to take a lot of punishment. Well, that's good. I guess that means it's extra tough. And Bristol has developed a private venture dive bomber. Sure, let's take a look. What do we got? What do we got? Okay. Well, we just finished up the Blenheim, which is extra tough. And this new one... well, it's faster. I'll give it that. Although not significantly. It does have, well, no. The range is not that great. It's a little bit of a step up over the Bolton Paul Bisley, but it does not compare to the Blenheim. Or the Blenheim, I think is the more correct pronunciation. And it has the same payload as the Blenheim. So yeah, not worth it. So I'm not going to take that. Enemy fleets dominate the seas around Cyprus. Yep, that's fine. Fighting continues in Cochin China. Hooray. Italy occupies Greece? What? Oh, man. Well, that's a tough choice. We shouldn't be letting them take liberties like that. Absolutely, I concur with that. They've got no battleships, no battle cruisers. They do have a lot of carriers, and that's not great. Also, anything we do in the Mediterranean is right in their backyard. That's not good. So if I do send anything over there, it will be vulnerable to air attack. Yeah. They've got a huge stack of aircraft. Not as many as me, but theirs is all concentrated in the Mediterranean. Which means anywhere we go is vulnerable. Okay, well in that case... And that would also be contributing a noteworthy amount to their overall destroyers. Do they have a lot of submarines? Yeah, they also have a lot of submarines. We've been whittling down Germany and France's numbers. And they haven't started building any yet, although Russia is. After their losses, yeah, that does make sense. Okay, well, I suppose I could add them to the list. Nation data, fascist. Yeah. Let's do it. I think we can deal with that. They've got some fancy stuff, but their ships are very sorry. And that Giulio Caesar does not stand a chance. Okay. Well, hang on. That was Greece. I don't think Greece is one of mine. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Submarine. Torpedoed and sunk a German destroyer. Hooray! Destroyer layer. Enemy submarine torpedoed and sunk. Enemy submarine torpedoed and sunk. Enemy submarine has sunk. Enemy submarine has sunk. Okay, so we are taking losses amongst our destroyers. Oh no, Samantha's hit a mine. 4 months down. That's annoying. Enemy submarine torpedoed and sunk. Cruiser Dakar. Oh no! She should have been tough against that kind of stuff. That's annoying. Russian destroyer Zvuchi is down. Well, at least that's something. And, well, I know we sank a lot of their submarines, but they just got reinforcements. So, ouch. Okay. And they are still blockading us. That is not good. We need an actual proper war against them. Let's see, how's this stuff going? Alright, we're going to lay down some more submarines, because those are having an effect. I think we're only going to do 10 of them. There we go. Because every little bit counts. And we also need to start getting more ASW capabilities. And that, since it looks like this is going to be a long war, that means we need to start building some of our ASW corvettes. And I don't remember which ones were the ASW and which ones are the minesweepers. So we've got Memlings, which weren't it. I know that much because those are long build times. I think it was this one, the Vinova. So we're going to order a whole stack of those. Excuse me. All right. And it's going to be 4 months. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do. We're just going to have to start mass producing these Vinovas. I'm going to order 12 per month. And that should help turn around the submarine issue. Let's see, anything else? So we are now at war against Italy as well. Let's see. So there is still fighting going on in Southeast Asia. Do we have anything we can do against the Italians? Because they did just invade and take Italy. Oh, that's Rhodes. Greece. Yeah, they just invaded and took Greece. So that was that. Okay. So I need to start getting air bases all around here. So let's go with area bases. Here we go. So Mediterranean. We're just going to start building things everywhere. Wow, I can't believe I didn't have any air bases. Egypt. Gibraltar. Cyprus. Let's see. Tunisia. That's Egypt. That's Cyprus. Yeah, we got that. Tunisia, yeah, that one's also in the action areas. And then we also have Algeria. Oh my. Yeah, we're going to have to cover all these things with air bases. Yep. Every single one. Oh, I didn't really want to do that, but that's what it takes, and that's what we're going to have to do. Build us some air bases. Let's see, and those are all 3 turns out. And that won't even get us a whole lot of coverage. That'll get us some flying boats. It's going to be a whole year before we can start actually doing anything in the Med. We've got some light cruisers in the area, so I guess that's something. But, Alright, well, we're going to have to figure out where to go from here. But we're going to have to figure that out in the next episode. Until then, though, this is Katori87, signing out.